Hello, and welcome to Upside Down Piano Lessons. This is Lesson 2. Mary knows how to rock and roll.
I thought Mary had a little lamb.
She did.
So the lamb knows how to rock?
Maybe, but Mary definitely does.
I'm confused.
Then we're ready to start. So let's start with a quick review. In Lesson 1, we learned the notes D and C. And remember, we find D by looking for two black keys. And it's the white key in the middle of those two black keys that gives us our D. To find C, we go down. Down is to the left. And we just go down one white key. It's the white key before the two black keys. Gives us our C.
And we use 2 fingers
Bunny ear.
to play them.
Okay, so that covers our review from last week. Now, before we really get started, we need to discuss our hands and seats.
Hands and seats?
Yes, first our hands. When you play the piano, you don't want to play flat-fingered like this. You want to curve your fingers.
My fingers can't do that.
Well, you don't have fingers, but if you did, you'd want to curve them like this, like you're making a claw or holding a ball. We play piano with curved fingers.
What do I do?
Well, you're not real, so it really doesn't matter.
Well, that's mean.
Right, when you sit at the piano, make sure your bench is square. Mine's not right now because I'm tilted to look at the camera. But when you play, you want your bench square like this. And you want to make sure your knees are slightly under the keyboard. They shouldn't be way back from the keyboard. Play like a T-Rex. You also shouldn't be way up on the keyboard. So knees slightly under the keyboard and sit up nice and tall when you play. Curved fingers. And now that we've got that out of the way, we're ready to get started. So let's learn a new note so we can rock out with Mary.
Yay!
And our new note is...
Give me an E.
Now E you'll find just above D. Once again, two black keys in the middle is D. You go up, up is to the right. The next white key is E. That's above the two black keys. Two black keys up above it, E. Now notice the letters are going alphabetically. If we start on our note to the farthest left that we've learned, C, we go up to the middle of the two black keys is D, and then we went up again as E. So it follows alphabetically C, D, E.
How does E look?
Well, on the 5 lines of the music staff, E is on that bottom line. That means that bottom line cuts right through the middle of it.
Now we know 3 notes.
Yep, so C, easiest to recognize note, has that little baby line of its own. D has no line. E has the big long line cutting right through the middle of it. So how many fingers will we need to play C, D, and E?
20.
No, nobody has 20 fingers.
I meant 3.
Right, you'll need 3 fingers.
Not chicken fingers.
No, chicken fingers are good for dinner, but not for piano. We're going to need the 3 middle fingers. Start with the pointer finger. Now it's not nice to point. A pointer finger will go on C. Middle finger, don't hold that up by itself. Middle finger will go on D. And ring finger next to the pinky there, that will go on E. So pointer C, middle D, ring finger E. And you got those 3 fingers.
Now we can rock.
Almost. First we're going to learn how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb the normal way.
And then we rock.
Yes. Let's get started. Let's play slow. We're starting with our pointer finger. We're starting with our ring finger on E. So play the ring finger on E. Play the middle finger for D. Pointer finger for C. And then back to the middle finger for D. And then we're going to the ring finger for 3 E's. E, E, hold that one 2 counts.
Then 3 D's.
And 3 more E's.
Let's play.
Okay, so while we do this, I'm going to play an accompaniment in my left hand. You just play with your right hand, the notes E, D, and C. Don't worry about what I'm doing with my left hand. So remember, ring finger on E, middle finger on D, pointer on C. And let's remember that the notes that are black with the line, we call that a stem, those are 1 count. The ones that are white or have a hole in them with the stem, 2 counts. And that one at the end, that's just a circle, that's 4 counts. So we have to remember to hold those notes down when we get to them. Also remember to play with your right hand.
I'm left-handed.
Even if you're left-handed, you want to play this with your right hand. The left hand will have its own job to do pretty soon. Right now, right hand, even if you're left-handed. So here we go, let's do this. 1, 2, ready, play.
Who was that?
That was the 3D animation girl, Symphony.
Who?
She's from my old show, The Wacky World of Music. Anyways, let's play Mary Had a Little Lamb again, one more time. Remember, it's practice that helps you get better at it. 1, 2, ready, go.
Practice it.
Yes, right now would be a good time to pause the video and practice Mary Had a Little Lamb until you're fairly good at it. And do that before moving on to Mary's Knows How to Rock and Roll.
Boo! Don't boo practicing.
Remember, practicing is necessary in order to get good at, well, anything.
Okay.
Now let's learn Mary Knows How to Rock and Roll. It's the same notes as far as the letters go, but the rhythms are different.
Rhythm?
Rhythm is basically how long a note is held. So in Mary Knows How to Rock and Roll, the first note, the E, is faster. So it's ED. The D is a little bit longer. The C is a little longer. And then we play 2 Ds instead of 1. So it's ED, fast, slow, ED, C, DD, like that. Or if you were to put the words to it, it's Mary knows how to. And then the next part, 3 E's, is going to be a short E and then 2 longer E's. Rock and roll, or E, E, E. And then repeat that again on D, rock and roll. And then again on E, rock and roll.
Then it's the same.
Right, same as the beginning. The short E and the long D and long C, 2 Ds. Mary knows how to rock and roll. And then it ends the same as Mary Had a Little Lamb, with the same rhythm. D, D, E, D, C. Or dancing all the time.
Let's play it. Yay!
Okay, so we have a video accompaniment to play along with. Let's get our fingers ready. Middle finger goes on D, ring finger on E, pointer finger on C. Try not to hop your fingers. Keep those 3 fingers in place, as if some meanie glued your fingers to the piano and they can't move. And remember, we'll be starting on the ring finger with E. Wait for the 1, 2, ready, go. The speed right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all for today.
What, no tricks?
Okay, we'll do one trick. More of a getting the trick started, getting your set for laying on your back with your hands behind your head playing. So, what you need, first of all, you need something that you can lay on. If you have an actual piano bench, that works well. Turn it perpendicular to the piano, which means if you have a chair with a back on it, that's not going to work. You need something you can lay down on your back. Say piano benches work great, you just turn them perpendicular, not the way they would normally be when you're playing piano. And then make sure you have enough room to lay down on your back without your head hitting the piano. We don't want any concussions. So watch out for your head on the piano. You kind of want your head right before the piano. Get it so it's comfortable so you're not hurting your back. Alright, now we're in position, staring up at the ceiling. Now, the first thing the thing we're going to do today that you need to be able to do is find out where you are on the piano. So take your right hand. Now notice your right hand is where your left hand would normally be. Your hands are switched. Okay, put your right hand back and take your left hand. The melody will actually be played with the left hand because again your hands are switched. What you want to do is feel for the black keys. Right here I can feel there are 2 black keys. If I go over here I feel 3 black keys. So if I want to find C, I find the 2 black keys and C is going to be right before it. So here's my C, my D, and my E. So now I can play Mary Had a Little Lamb like this because I found my 3 notes, assuming that I know it from memory. Obviously I can't look at the sheet music. And there you go, that's your first playing. I'm sure it'll take you some practice. Because again, your fingers are switched, everything's opposite, so it can be a little confusing at first. Just takes practice. And with that, we will conclude today's show. Bye.
Bye.